You know how people will say that human beings are more energy than matter? They actually are. And in fact, the human body, just like the Earth, has an electron field. And this field is generated and emanates out. But also, when we look at the heart, and this is why I like the Heart Math Institute, I'm going to show you how to tap into this so you can increase that energy and your body can regenerate tissue. Because when you look at this, all of these conditions, high blood pressure, cancer, autoimmune, Alzheimer's, you can put Parkinson's in there, you can put any kind of disease you want. This means that you're in a stress state. And you cannot heal from these unless you're addressing all three stressors. That means physical, chemical, and emotional. Physical, we talk about structure. Chemical is poor sleep, poor diet. And the emotional, if you're not accepting this, or making an effort to change that, your body won't. So I'm going to teach you about heart math breathing. Now, what's interesting is the heart is a unique organ. It's also an endocrine producing organ. It means it produces hormones. Also, one of the nerves that run that heart is called the vagus nerve. 90% of that is sensory input into the brain. So when you say, I'm listening to my heart, I'm thinking about, when you feel that pain in the heart, anxiety, stress, and depression, your field is going to be different. That means the cells won't have their energy. And what multiple studies have shown is that cancer, autoimmune diseases, is that there's a low charge to these cells. And we actually have machines that we charge up the cells. But let's use our mind. Now, here is multiple references that talk about the heart's magnetic field. But basically, it's coherence. It's in balance and harmony. So when we have the Earth, it's in harmony, beautiful. The magnetic field protects us from some of the more potent radiation. When your body is in that coherent field, it means your body can regenerate because you only have two settings. You have stress or regeneration. And we're in such a state of stress that we need to change that programming of our mind into joy and anxiety and love. So when you are worrying, let's replace it with gratitude. When you have anxiety, put acceptance. When you have fear, put love. The opposite of fear is love. Frustration, appreciation. And lack, think of abundance. So when we're programming our brain constantly by looking at social media, anxiety, stress, this person won, this person lost, what social endeavor is going on, that keeps your brain in a stress state. So 10 minutes, at least 3 times a day, we're going to do this to regenerate your healthy body and to get your mind in coherence so that you can adapt correctly. So right now, and I'll tell you about the story about how me and my wife developed this. Well, didn't develop it, but walked through it, is first, you're going to be breathing in a 5-second rhythm in, 5-second rhythm out. Now they just talk at the Heart Math Institute about breathing. I'm going to suggest you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going out. Why? Because when you nasal diaphragmatic breathe, you're literally opening up the blood and the air tube. So bronchodilates and vasodilates. But now thinking a happy thought, and this was hard for me because I'm used to work, I'm used to aggressive and to think of a happy thought. So first, I thought about loving and joyous stuff. So, my Sarah came into my mind. And then I started to think, my brain expanded in to when my mom gave me a hobo party when I was like 8 years old for her birthday. And then I thought about when I was a teenager working on the construction sites, having respect and honor from the workers, and just the joy and the love and the strength. And so those were my happy thoughts. What's interesting, and your happy thoughts are going to change, but make sure that you know what that feeling is. Now, when I asked Sarah, my wife, I said, what was your happy thought? She described sitting on a bench, actually a concrete stair. She described the coolness of the stair. She was back home in Pakistan when she was like 7 years old. They were cooking an animal out for some type of holiday. A cat sat on her lap, and she's describing the softness, the smell. She really lived in it. Now, you're going to have, when you're in this almost meditative state, you're going to have challenges come in. You're going to have anxiety, fear, worry. Just think of a rock in a river. Think of a keto. Those challenges, those thoughts are just going to go right around the rock. It's not going to stop the flow at all. It's just a little, those fear and anxiety and worry is just a tiny rock in the river that your thoughts and that harmonic influence can go around. So when you're doing this, think of gratitude, love, and acceptance. Gratitude is a big one for me. Abundance, appreciation. And if you know people that have lost their job or lost their spouse or lost anything, ask them. Ask somebody with some life experience. Have you ever lost a job or changed a relationship and had it not get better? There's always improvement. Okay, this is hugely important that we are always progressing. So now, when you're doing this, you can close your eyes with me. In 5 seconds, out 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, out 5 seconds. And then visualize something of joy. It could be laying on your back looking up at a tree. It could be that smell of that fresh grass on the golf course. It could be the air conditioned of a shopping mall, like some of my patients. They said, I really love shopping. Okay, your happy place is shopping. It could be riding a motorcycle. It could be thinking when you're 14 years old, water skiing, and you just hit that side and you're going off of the boat. You know, just those moments of joy. But what happens is the way the brain works is the more you think about something, the brain gets hardwired in. And so if you're doing this multiple times a day, you're thinking what it feels like to be in that happy place, to be in that moment. Do this before a business meeting. Do this while you're driving. Do this when you know you're going home to an argument or there's some kind of challenge coming up. Get in that happy thought because your brain will hardwire into that. Then you're going to create a coherent electrical field, and this field will affect those around you. And it works on like a lot of the brilliant ones, like Marshall Rosenberg, nonviolent communication. You can't change other actions. You can't change the person you're going to the meeting with, but you can change yourself. And by changing yourself, you change the interaction. So this is huge. Always you are in charge of your own self. And if you master this, the breathing, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. But also when you're breathing, think of expanding your chest. So when you're breathing in, think of air coming in through your chest. Why? Because this is going to expand the chest cavity and give room for that heart to beat. Because that heart is completely unique. It's unique in any organ that you have. It has more sensory input into the brain. It actually has, and there's multiple stories of people that get heart transplants and they have thoughts and desires and feelings of the person that the heart came from. So when you're breathing in, expand your chest and visualize that air coming in, then out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, expanding your chest, visualize that energy coming in. And it also goes on the chakras. There's a number of data. That's why I encourage you to go to the Heart Math Institute. But while you're breathing, pick the happy thought. And this is just one. And it could be anything. It could be being in nature. It could be being creative. It could be anything. But the more you practice this, the better you get. Just like when we practice cross crawl, just when you practice everything, practice falling into that happy thought, because when you're in a stress state, your brain is hardwiring to stress. When you're in joy, your brain is hardwiring into joy. And joy is work and love, and there's always bits of joy. But the more we practice this, the better we get at it. So keep repeating it. Love, acceptance, gratitude, joy. Okay, if you're going to be doing neurolinguistic programming like we teach as well, and make everything in the presence. Not like I'm healing, I'm healed. Not I'm getting stronger, I'm strong. So always in the present tense. I have gratitude. I have abundance. Gratitude, abundance. So you breathe in, say gratitude. You breathe out, abundance. So whatever that you're experiencing now, the lack, frustration, fear, anxiety, worry, look at the antithesis and reprogram that into your brain and get used to falling in that happy place, that love, that thought, that joy. Because if we practice this, not only do we change our coherent energy field, but we're going to affect those around us. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's only daily. You know, it's just like all motivation is done like bathing, daily. Any questions? Okay, Kapun Krap, thank you very much.